Hey everyone. One of the facets of this work that I love so much is being able to offer the core wellness retreats. And I was having a team meeting with my awesome retreat team the other day, and one of the members asked me if you could encapsulate what you hope that participants leave experiencing and feeling from this retreat, what would that main thing be? And without even a second thought, the first thing I said was wholeness. I want them to be able to experience a deep sense of wholeness. And so I want to explain a little bit more about what that means and what blocks a connection to wholeness and why it is so important when it comes to not just our physical health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health. So at its most foundational layer, we know that wholeness comes from God, that wholeness is in us, it's all around us. But for so many of us, there is a disconnection from that deep sense of wholeness. And so many people are living in not just a state of fix-it mode where they feel like they're broken and they need to be fixed when they bump up against those symptoms and those issues and those diseases and those even perpetual sin issues that they feel like they can't quite overcome. But we also have a really big, what I call sin mentality, that puts us in this sense of disconnection from our identity and who we really are. And so this has a downstream effect on the nervous system and on the body in a way that I feel is really unhealthy, is really blocking us from the kind of life and thriving that we really, really want. And so to use the terminology that I love, your truest self is your core. Your core is that true self that's outside of your mind and body, the part of you that is already whole and perfect and complete. And I use the visual of a geode, the deepest layer of a geode being the most beautiful, and think of it as like a light that just wants to shine out. But we have all of these layers of our being that we're working with that feel that there's all these blockages in. Our physical body is weighed down by toxins and all sorts of things that aren't working right, and we feel it in our physical body. And then we have our emotional body and our nervous system that is weighed down by emotional toxins, those trapped emotions that get stored in the body that create dis-ease when they actually move from energy into matter and affect the cells and tissues and organs of our body. We have these false beliefs that we carry around with us that are like rocks in our backpack. We have ideas, like ideologies, even theology, that really weighs us down and keeps us from being able to connect from that deeper sense of wholeness. And so what I hope that people will be able to really fully experience, not only doing this work, but at retreats, is that there's so many wonderful tools and modalities to help you clear those layers, to help you unshroud from that light that is within you, and that wholeness and that goodness and that true identity and that true self that exists within. And when we are able to connect with that wholeness, then everything else begins to work itself out. So as you are more and more connected to the truth of who you are, to gratitude, to freedom, to that identity that is the real you, then it becomes so much easier to not identify with all the layers, but to learn how to work with them and to connect more deeply with that wholeness. And wholeness is your birthright. It is the truth of who you are. It is God within you. And I feel like the more we're spending time with the truth and the wholeness that is within us, the more that informs all the layers of our being. So that's part of why I'm so excited for this upcoming retreat, is because we're giving you tools to work with all the layers, but we're also wanting to help you get out of fix-it mode and into a space of connecting with that true self and getting into a creation mode where you're creating from the true self and not from the past, the pain, the programming, all of the stuckness and the blockages that we tend to identify with. So we hope that you join us. It's going to be a beautiful time. This retreat is March 12th through 15th, and it is in Marble Falls, Texas. It's a beautiful place to be, and we hope that you will consider joining us if it feels in alignment for you. All right, friends, that is all for now.